All right, well, peace, peace, peace. First and foremost, hopefully the Most High in your house shall bless you all day. By His great mercies, man. By His grace mercies, we are unconsumed, man. We're alive in the Most High in your house shall's body. The two are naturally alive, man. So I want to get into this, man, because you know what it is too. I was thinking about this on my way home and last night too, man. Because I was thinking about actually a week or so ago, one of my coworkers, he was talking about and I actually seen the what was this, a YouTube video or something? Yeah, it was a YouTube video. And they said it's are black or is our people like is Jake so-called black people are we are we akin to the Super Saiyans, man? And that then that's really is too, because we talked about that before, because that's what that whole that's where that whole pretty much y'all that watch Dragon Ball Z, probably the biggest anime of all time, if not that, probably top 2 or 3, but probably I would say honestly in my lifetime, honestly it is most influential. This changed the game, but what Akira Toriyama did. But anyway, we was talking about that and things of that nature, and we was just talking about anime, and we was talking about other stuff. Me and my coworker a few weeks ago. But yes, but that whole Frieza, the whole Saiyan rebellion, with Bardock and just Frieza, that whole Frieza storyline, that's pretty much the Exodus, man, the story of Exodus, our forefathers, our ancestors, and the Egyptians, man, the children of Israel and the Egyptians, that's where they get that from, anyway. But yeah, that's where that whole thing is from. And actually, one of our first videos we were on here, we kind of talked about that. I gotta go back in a few while back to find it, but yeah. But anyway, man, why am I mentioning this is because one people don't know is when you fight. A fun fact is that I'm probably pretty sure y'all that brothers and sisters that watch Dragon Ball Z is every time that you fight Super Saiyans, they get stronger. Honestly, and that's why I know let's go to Genesis 25. This was impromptu, but yeah, man, let's go to Genesis chapter 25. But they get stronger every time you fight them. So and this all goes into what we're gonna go into, how we gonna get into it though, man. That's good. Genesis chapter 25, real quick. It says, Genesis chapter 25, and it says, Genesis chapter 25, it says, and the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and one people shall be stronger than the other. Then the elder shall serve the younger. So that's not just only a natural sense, but also too spiritually. Honestly, Yahweh shall said, "My words are spirit." As Isaiah 26:4, trust in the Most High Yahweh shall's everlasting strength. And so one generation, one people is going to be pretty much the son of the promise, and the son that's not son of the serpent, pretty much see the serpent seed, pretty much, and that's who Esau was, pretty much of the line of Cain. Then later on down the line of Cain, went to Saul, then the Pharisee. That's all the same thing, Genesis 3. But yeah, that's what that is, man. But also too, even on the natural tip, man, honestly, I will say this is more importantly how much more is because we're nothing without the Most High house shop. But and that's what it is too, because no other people can have gone through what we've been through and still be here, man. So but that also too, that's all the Most High house shop's mercy, man. How we aren't consumed. But this is because that's just is what it is too, man. But anyway, it says and because this is going into but it's also going to strength, how trusting in the Most High house we're supposed to get stronger, honestly, man. Because every time, but we're gonna get into it. Genesis chapter 25 verse 23. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. Then the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. So see, let's go to Isaiah chapter 23 verse Isaiah real quick. Cause yeah, and this word we're gonna get Isaiah, then we'll go to Philippians real quick. Isaiah chapter 26 and verse 4. It says, "Trust ye in the Lord forever, for in the Lord Yahweh is everlasting strength." Yeah, so trust in the Most High Yahweh is everlasting strength. So let's get some in Philippians, man. The classic, man. Even our brothers and sisters in Christianity, they love this one. And I don't blame him too, because I love it too, man. It says, uh, Philippians chapter 4 and verse 13. I can do all things through Hamashiach or Christ, who strengthened me, and trust in them is everlasting strength. So see, here's the thing too about it, right? Because every time like Super Saiyans fight, right, they get stronger, and and our people like akin to that, that's where it kind of answer. Listen, all these comic book and like characters or anime characters, stuff like that. A lot of it, all that stuff really stems from like the scriptures, man. Like shout out to the elder brother Zabak. Like he did say this, and when he pointed this out, I forgot what movie review he did one time, but he said, listen, at one point Hollywood, even still to this day, they need to know at least some base level of the scriptures to make movies, man. That was a thing in Hollywood at one time. So and I believe that, man. Especially seeing different movies, TV shows, video games, anime, whatever. Yeah, there's all like that's where we always have to watch and listen to things with spiritual eyes and ears. Which honestly, even before the word, I was kind of looking deeper in, but how much more after the word, look at things, and that's acknowledging them all your ways, just seeing the word throughout in life, man, because they are life throughout your everyday life. But I even see it through the sports world, but it's everything, man. I try to look at it that way, man. Honestly, sometimes I get too much, but no, there's never too much, but I can try to get a little bit. I can reach a lot of times too. That's what I'm saying. But anyway. Man, but it's like, yeah, man, and that's just is what it is. So every time, even when we fight ourselves, when we, that battle against the old man, the battle against the flesh, man, it's supposed to get stronger and stronger, man. Yeah, well, we have moments of weakness, but yeah, man, that's what, we gotta be like the Super Saiyans, man. Each time they fight, they get stronger. So, every time we fight, our flesh fight the old man, fight inwardly, man. We got to get even stronger, man. Honestly, man. But because I ain't even for going against Satan, man. Because that's getting resisting him, man. That means pretty much taking him head on, face to face, like Yahushua did in Matthew 4, man. That's what it means, to resist him, man. What Yahushua did, and ironically enough, that's in James chapter 4. What Yahushua did was Matthew 4, which is crazy, and and that's crazy because listen, James was the brother of Yahushua, so that's the same. Christ, Yahushua is our older brother. He's a lot of things. That's why he's our everlasting father, the husband, older brother. He's all that, man. It's like the old movie The Mac. I think was it the Mac, man, when the pimp was talking to him, I forgot what his name. He said, I want to be your father, your everything. Yeah, if y'all seen that scene, it's funny, but Martin did it on his show one time. It's hilarious, but he reenacted it. But that's what Yahushua is, man. Because the whole volume, he comes in the volume of a book. It's everything. It's all about him, man. So he's like that. It's like that actor that's in a movie or in a play that's playing multiple roles, man. That's what Yahushua is in the volume of the book. But anyway, but let's grab this in Wisdom of Solomon chapter 1, man. But that's how it is when we're supposed to fight the flesh, or fight our own desires, fight our own will, fighting even Satan, man. Resisting him, man. Resisting ourselves and resisting him. We're supposed to get stronger, man. Because Wisdom of Solomon chapter 1 verse 5. It says, "For the Holy Spirit of discipline will flee deceit, and remove remove thoughts that are without understanding, and will not abide when unrighteousness come in." So exactly, yeah. And maliciousness can't dwell, and maliciousness can dwell, wisdom can't enter in, spirit can't enter in, and the spirit and the inwardly, whereas maliciousness, evil eye, guile, deceit, anything, unfaithfulness, unrighteousness, lust, all that stuff. That's why it has to be purged out. But yeah, man, then that's that's where casting your cares upon the Most High Yahushua, having heavenly thoughts. When that, the brother Akawar perfectly said, in situations like that, it's daily. The Most High Yahushua increases, and our will decreases, man. Like he said in John, John the Baptist said, and John the Baptist said, and in John chapter 3 verse 30. My bad, I'm looking at some messages, but yeah, man. So yeah, that's just is what it is, though, man. Yeah, so honestly, that's just what it is. Now let's get that James chapter 4, man. And also to that disciple, that's why, that disciple and discipline, they're kind of very, 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 parallel, man. That's where I actually kind of derived from. To be a disciple, you had to be disciplined, man. So to be a disciple, how shot about gotta be disciplined. Something I need to work on, man. Because a lot of times too, I can be whimsical. I could be very impulsive in my life. Things, I can do things decently in order, man. That's what my mom even told me about last week. when we talk, like, and I, I'm kind of getting better at it, but sometimes it's like things happen. It's like take things one things at a time, because especially as a man, it's not good. Like so I have to get better at that. And other things too, like but yeah, man. Because even like when we talk about the gird up the loins thing here, when I do share those reels or do videos about it, I'm talking about myself as well, man. That's the first person I'm talking about honestly. But let's grab this in James chapter 5. James chapter 4, I'm sorry. James chapter 4, verse 7. Submit your, yeah, yep. Okay, yeah. Okay, no, is that, yeah, okay. Submit to, yeah. Submit yeah, it says it. James chapter 4, verse 7. It says, submit yourself therefore to Yahweh, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. Exactly. And the devil could be like, not only Satan himself, but anything that's earthly, because, if you read the previous chapter, all this, let's look at this real quick. James chapter, 3 verse 15. This wisdom descended, like, let's get 14. But ye have buried envy and strife in your hearts, and lie not against the truth, which is Yahushua, the word, the spirit. It says this wisdom descended not from above, but is earthly, sensual, devilish. So yeah, like, it's earthly, worldly. So like that could be devilish. That could be the devil or Satan. Anything like worldly. Just like we talking about Esau, like profane. Profane means pretty much that Hebrews 12. When it says about Esau, what Hebrews 12 or 13, I think Hebrews 12, it means that word profane is earthly, worldly. So yeah, man, that's just is what it is. But that all goes into how most time how should increase and we decrease in situation. Like spiritually increasing and carnality decreasing. But yeah, man, that's just is what it is, though, man. And that says submit yourself to Yahweh and resist the devil, and he will flee from you. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, man, that's just is what it is, man. Like, so that's how we get stronger. One, going against ourselves, 'cause that's who we how I came to save us from ourselves. And honestly, like, Satan, all these other spirits that's in ways that's contrary to them, like, and that's just is what it is, man. We're supposed to get stronger each time, man. So yeah, man, because it is too. I just had a situation like this earlier, man. Like, kind of having a situation right now earlier. I'm just going through some personally, man. The more, like, we talked about this before, man. The Most High, and I think, shout out to the brother to Zion, man, from True Nation, man, out of California, because he said this before in the class. I remember, man. He said, listen, the Most High in your house might have you go through the same or similar situations, like, to see how you even react. Like, let's go, because Daniel was in the we're gonna go Bell and Dragon real quick, because Daniel was in the lion's den twice. So we're gonna get this real quick, man. Let's look at this real quick, man. Bell and the Dragon. Let's go Bell and the Dragon real quick, man. It says, yep, and Bell and the Dragon one chapter verse 31. Chapter 1 is only one chapter. Who cast him into the the lion's den, and when he was there 6 days. And and those two, here's the thing too, here's a little kicker about it, because and when we read the book of Daniel, it doesn't say how many lions were in there, but this is something like, I speak as man, I know this, but it says, and there were in the den there were 7 lions, and they had given him every 2 carcasses and every 2 sheep, and which then were not given to them, the intent they might devour Daniel, man. So see, so notice how there was 7 lions, man. That word 7 was for perfection, man. And like, in Proverbs 28:1 goes into the righteous is as bold as a lion, and Daniel was of the line of Judah too. That's crazy. And Judah is akin to a lion, Yahushua, but all that other stuff. But it says the righteous are bold as a lion, the faithful, and stuff like that. So Daniel had complete, even more. I speak as a man, but notice, like, that was just, to me, it even says how Daniel had even complete faith, like even more, like, his faith even strengthened, man, because like he even had faith more. And then the second time, because listen, I went through that before, like, so how much, like, I know the Most High Yahshua can get me through and out this again, because 2 things can happen, like, in situations I've done that have happened to me, and like I'm pretty sure other brothers and sisters, or just in human nature sometimes. 2 things can happen when you're in the same situation with trials and tribulations and things of that nature. one can lose more of their faith, because they'll be like, oh man, I can't believe this must be the Most High Yahushua will, which it is. Because listen, like it says in Acts in 14:22, much tribulation comes to kingdom, man. Like no, the inward kingdom. More importantly, that's where we get strength in our faith, and like trust in the Most High Yahushua gets built it up even more. That's like the kingdom within, also to the physical kingdom. That's how it comes. But also too, like or like it could, or on the other hand, like it could happen, like they could just they could lose faith, because like, okay, like I must be in here for a reason, and like or I'm in this situation again, so the Most High House is probably not even dealing with me. I might as well just whatever, just like wave the white flag. And but also too, here's the thing aside as well, because if we're like like if I'm in a constant situation again, like it's probably gotta be something that I'm doing that the Most High House is trying to get me to see, man. Because I remember I'm not sure y'all ever seen this movie. This with Omarion and Marcus Houston. It was a little hood horror movie back in the day. It was called Somebody Help Me. They used to play on BET all the time, like around 2005, 2006. But they used to play it all the time. Then there was a sequel to it. But it was hilarious in the sequel. One of them said, I think it was Omarion. He's a snap. He said, I can't believe we in this situation again. But I remember watching it with my actual brother, and he was like, man, and my brother said something that was very key. He said, man, at this point, if you get in that same situation again, because they were like kidnapped from I believe from a like psycho serial killer, but he said this. He said, listen, if you're in that same situation again, there's probably something that you're doing, like because you like gotta be like do the process of elimination if you're the common denominator. So that's another thing too, as an aside note. But yeah, so if something happens like that, one, and here's the thing too, things aren't always judgment too. Some things are just life. One, it could be judgment, because that's where that First Peter 2:20 comes in, like especially if you're doing something, living a certain way, and that's where that self-examination comes in. But also too, it it's the Most High Yahushua proving you, like to bring you through that to refine you as gold, to bring you through that furnace of affliction, as he went through, as Yahushua went through, and many other the righteous forefathers, prophets, sons of God, sons and daughters of God went through. And three, sometimes it's life, man. That just happens, man. Well, you're in the word, out the word. I remember a brother from GMS, he said this is very true, man. Like like life is hard already, so why not have the Most High Yahushua on your side? But anyway, yeah. But or on the other hand though too, let me say this, option B, like because the only reason why I start with the negative option, because like how I said, first shall be last, last shall be first. Like the last will be better than the first. So this option B is that it could be like Daniel, it could be like your faith in like even increases, because if you're going through the same thing again, or a similar situation again, man, because because it's realize, okay, the Most High Yahushua got me through it this time, so it might take longer this time, but in His time, they'll get me out of this, like so. And that's what this word is, man. That's why this word is like school, man. Like it's like going like back to school, man. That's what we study for, man, because when we was in school, we studied for a test, right? Like, so the test was coming, but that's why you study for it. Like, you just don't know when, but sometimes you know when the test was coming. That's the difference between the Most High and Yahushua, man. But they're constantly proving us, but when the test was coming, that's why we study for it, man. So that's just is what it is too. So yeah, man, that's the thing. That's the thing about it, man, too. So, yeah, man, that's just is what it is. So you could you could either be in the same situation, a similar situation. You could even lose faith even more, or just wave the white flag, or or even during that do some self-examination. Like, okay, dang, same thing happened to me again. Okay, maybe something I'm doing, or your faith and trust can even increase, man. The Most High Yahushua might anti up, because it's going to be constant proving, man. It's just that Acts 14:22. So yeah, man, because it's like even Sirach 6 goes into, listen, if Yahushua, if we want to be friends with Yahushua, or as Abraham Moses was, then he's saying Deuteronomy 31, he proved us, and Sirach Ecclesiastes 6 has proved a friend. So yeah, you're gonna constantly be proven, man, honestly, man. But also too, man, you'll realize it, especially going through a similar situation, or let me say this too, man. Like the Wire perfectly says, man, the game is a game, man. Like, honestly, offenses will come, trials and tribulations, betrayal, heartbreak, mourning, law, all this stuff is part of the human experience. It's going to come, man. It's a game. It's not just specific to me, man. Other people have gone through it even worse out here, man. Honestly, like like one of my favorite lines from Nipsey Hussle, man. On probably my favorite line from him is on his song "Hustle in the House." He said, "You came up." He said, "You came up broke." He said, and he said, "So did every other rapper, man." So everybody else has went through it too as well. So all that stuff is not just exclusive to me. It's exclusive to you, because everybody else, just people that's going through something in this word, outside this word, that's 1,000 times worse, man. So. That's just is what it is, man. You gotta realize some things. It's just like that's again. It's going to happen. Like it's how you deal with it, man. It's just like and I get it. Sometimes we in the moment we get like that, like and that can be natural sometimes, like the woe is me type of thing. Because also too, that's what I meant to mention is that like a lot of times too, we're going through something again. You like same situation. You could lose faith, or you can like I can. This has happened to me. Like, shoot, in the word, even before the word, you can get that mentality, like the entitlement mentality. Like, why is this happening to me again? Is I already did this. Like, no, why not, man? Because the Most High in your house shot, like, we got to think about, okay, like everything's going, like that's where Psalm 73 kicks in. Like everything is going as well for the people that sinners are in the world. Like if they're prospering, because David felt that way at one point, but then he said, listen, I saw the end, so it's like whatever. Then you got to think, like the brother to Zion once said one time, he said, wait, did you ever think that the Most High in your house is giving them to their own desires, giving them what they want, and like he might just love you more, like that's why he's proving you trying. You got to think about it like that, honestly. Now, not to say that too, if things are going well for you, that that just the Most High is not dealing with you. Most High in your house is not dealing with you, because like honestly, if you're doing the Most High in your house as will, and like and He might bless you on the back end, or it might be that. So it's like it's all nuanced, man. So yeah, man. But anyway, my point of this video, man, is like it's honestly, man, like this like we should be like the Super Saiyans, man. Honestly, man, like every time we go through or something, man. Our strength, like the strength, what comes from what, like trusting the Most High house, that's everlasting strength. Should grow each and each time, even if it's a minute, according to like that Romans 12, to the measure that the Most High house gives you. Yeah, it should be growing each time, man. It's easier said than done, but yeah, that's is what it is. And resisting yourself and resisting like the Satan, demons, evil, like the spirits, anything that's contrary to Most High house's will and of them, man. So. Yeah, man, that's just is what it is, man. Cause I was thinking about that and had a situation today, and like it can continue, man. So have that, man. So hopefully this is edifying, man, to y'all brothers and sisters. So peace.